What's up, Karptastic ladies and gentlemen? I am happy to have you here with me today for another Wizard Wednesday challenge video. For those of you familiar with the Wizard Wednesday challenge, I have a little bit of an announcement. There will be some changes to the challenge, so the video will be a little bit different to what you are used to. If you want to skip the explanation and the deck analysis of the Wizard Wednesday challenge, click the annotation on the top left of the screen or click the timestamps in the description and those will take you straight to the battles. So what is the new and improved Wizard Wednesday challenge all about? You may find yourself wondering. Well, here it is. Step 1. We select a format that we are going to play in. Today's format is already selected. It is the standard format. Step 2. I click the pick random button. This makes the deck wizard in the PTCGO generate a completely random deck for us. And then I get 3 chances at doing this. If I don't like the looks of the first list that was generated, I can click it again. If I don't like the looks of the second list that was generated, I can click it again. If I don't like the looks of the third list that was generated, that's too bad for me. I have to work with it for the third step. What the third step is, I will come back to that later. For now we will first generate a first list and take a look at it. And don't mind the fact that all my cards have this new icon next to them. I don't know what's happened. The PTCGO crashed before, and now all my cards are appearing as new. That's kind of strange. So we have a Raichu Break and a Luxray Break deck. Let's take a look at the Raichu Break. Grand Bolt, discard all energy attached to this Pokemon. That's actually pretty interesting. Luxray has Fang Snipe. Your opponent reveals his or her hand. Discard a trainer card you find there. And then this Pokemon does 30 damage to itself for the Wild Charge. What is the Luxray Break about? Wild Fury. Flip a coin until you get tails. This attack does 40 more damage for each heads. I actually don't mind this list. I think it looks pretty cool to build a deck around Raichu Break. So I won't generate a second or third list. I will stick with this one and use it for the third step. And that brings us to the third step indeed. What I have to do now is I have to choose at least one Pokemon line from the deck wizard list to build a deck around myself, and I will for sure be choosing the Raichu Break together with Raichu. I may choose more than one line, but I think I'm going to stick with Raichu Break. And I also have to pick half of the trainer cards and put them in my own deck list without any adjustments. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 trainer cards. That means I need to pick 6, because 6 is the upper half of 11 divided by 2, which is 5.5. So let's see here. We will go ahead and remove some cards. I don't want to see this one, so that's already one gone. I don't really think the jaw fossil is very useful, so we will get rid of the jaw fossil, and that's 2 gone. What's this? This is oh, this is Judge. I will leave that in the deck. I will leave the VS Seeker in the deck. I'll leave the Pokemon Center Lady in the deck. So it's 1, 2, 3. And then do I want to keep the Cherno? I will keep the Cherno. I will discard these, the target whistles and the parallel cities. So that's I have kept 6 of the trainers that were in the deck list. I may increase their counts, but part of the challenge is that I need to pick at least 6 of the trainers that were in the deck list. I actually kept 7 because I just noticed the muscle band is here, and that means there were actually 12 trainers. But that wouldn't have changed anything. I would still have had to pick 6 trainer cards. And now I have 7, which is more than 6, so that's definitely good enough. And then we will get rid of these fire energies as well as this water energy. I will also decrease the count of the lightning energies a little bit. And we'll also get rid of the Luxray line, because I said that I was going to build a deck around the Raichu Break. And that's what I'm going to do now. We'll get rid of all of these, because We don't want to see them, and that leaves us with 26 cards. These 26 cards need to appear in my final list. I will now go ahead and create that final list. One condition is that I may not test the list before going into the versus ladder, so I have to create it from scratch without testing, and I will be right back when I have created the list. Here it is. Here is the final list based on the original Deck Wizards list. Let's quickly go over the cards and see if I indeed kept in the cards that I was supposed to keep in according to the steps in the challenge. So where are the 7 trainers cards? Here is the VS Seeker, the Judge, the Pokemon Center Lady, the Birches, the Skyla, Cherno, and the Muscle Band. That's 7 of the trainer cards that I had to keep in, and they are still here, as well as the Pikachu line with the Raichu. Not this one. Where is it? This one. This Raichu. I had to keep it in. It was part of the line. It's part of the challenge. And the Raichu breaks. Now, as you can tell, I added in this Raichu on the side because I think it's much better than the Raichu from the Furious Fist expansion. This Raichu has a Thunderclap shot, which does 50 damage to each of your opponent's Pokemon EX. Very powerful attack indeed. This is the crown jewel of this Raichu card. The Electro Smash isn't that good. The 70 plus 20 more if you flip heads. It's meh. It's okay. We also have a Raikou as a backup attacker. Raikou is a very powerful card. There's decks just based around Raikou by itself in the meta. It is a backup attacker in this deck. And then there is a 3-3 line of Manectric-EX together with Mega Manectric-EX. And I chose to pair up Raichu Break with Mega Manectric-EX since they have a very good synergy. Let's take a look. Turbo Bolt for 110 damage costs a lightning and a colorless energy, and you get to attach 2 basic energy cards from your discard pile to one of your benched Pokemon. That means if we hit with the Raichu Break for a Grand Bolt, for a Muscle Band, if we slap on a Muscle Band, that's 190, and then we have to discard all energy attached to the Raichu. We could just retreat the Raichu in the next turn, retreat it into the Mega Manectric-EX Turbo Bolt, and get the energies, 2 of the energies that we discarded, back onto the Raichu Break. Then we just have to attach from our hand, and we can do another Grand Bolt. That is the synergy that I was talking about. If we take a look at the energies, we see that we have 7 lightning energies and 3 DCEs. These DCEs are here to power up the Grand Bolt a little bit easier, because the Grand Bolt does accept the DCE, as well as the Raikou also accepts the DCE. And we could potentially do a Sky Return with a Shaymin if necessary. You never know. 2 Muscle Bands for the Raichu Break, 3 Manectric Spirit Links for the Manectric line, then 3 Rough Seas because this stadium works very well, works like a charm with the Lightning Pokemon. We can heal off damage to our Raichu, to our Mega Manectric, and to our Raikou, unless we are facing a fighting deck, because all of our Pokemon are fighting weak, and I didn't really include a counter against fighting decks. So if we are facing a fighting deck, we will have a little bit of a rough time. But since we have such powerful attacks, we might still be able to pull something off. And then of course the trainers that were already in the original list, I increased the VS Seeker count to 4. I increased the Birch count from 2 to 3. And then I added in 2 Sycamores. I also added in 4 Ultra Balls to search out our Pokemon. 3 Trainers Mail for consistency. 1 Super Rod to get back our Pokemons from the discard pile. And 3 Battle Compressors to discard energies into the discard pile so we can use them with Turbo Bolt. And also maybe discard Lysander and Pokemon Center Lady, since we don't really need them at the start of the game and we could get them back later on with VS Seekers. And that's it. That's the new and improved Wizard Wednesday challenge, and this is the new and improved list compared to the PTCGO Deck Wizards list. I think it's time to go into the versus ladder and see if we can pull off a win. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video and subscribe to my channel for more silly, competitive and fun deck ideas. I'll see you in the battles. Here is our first opponent, and it is Viper Z. Viper with the 3. That's supposed to be an E. Very clever from my opponent. I will go for heads. We are calling the coin flip, and we lost the coin flip. depends on whether or not we are starting off with a Manectric, if that is bad for us or not. We have some evolutions to go through, so ideally I would like to go first. We start off with 2 Mega Mans. No need for those right off the bat. There's the old school Judge. A very nice card actually. I like the design of the card. My opponent has very nice sleeves as well. I think those are the World Championship sleeves from 2015 or maybe 2014. I'm not sure. We start off with a Pikachu. Not the best to start off with. Maybe we could get a Raichu next turn. Go for a Thunderclap. There's a Shaymin. Yeah, that would be a knockout on the Shaymin with the Thunderclap, because the Shaymin is lightning weak. 50 times 2, that's 100. If we slap on a Muscle Band, that's 120. Actually, that's 140, because we do 50 plus 20, that's 70. 70 times 2, that's 140. We have an energy to attach to the Pikachu. I don't see it getting knocked out by the Shaymin. With a Muscle Band, it would do 50. We have 60 hit points, so we would still stay alive with 10. Our opponent goes for an Ultra Ball, discards AZ and a Lysander. AZ, does that mean we are facing a Bats deck? There's a Zorua. Going to go for the Zoroark at some point. We have to be careful not to fill up our bench too much, or the Zoroark could hit us for a ton of damage. My opponent goes for the VS Seeker with the AZ. It doesn't seem like my opponent has a great hand then. Might AZ up the Shaymin, maybe. That's definitely a possibility. That means we cannot knock out the Shaymin. So there goes our plan. Too bad. Too bad indeed. And another Zoroark. This might just be a Zoroark break deck. That would be really interesting. Raichu break versus Zoroark break with the foul play. And a battle compressor from my opponent. We could Lysander out the Shaymin if we really want to. But if we see the Zoroark come out, there's little point to it, because it could use the stand-in ability and just get the Shaymin out of the active spot. So I think I will refrain. I will attach an energy and a Muscle Band. Take a look at the trainer's mail here. Can we get an Ultra Ball? We get a Battle Compressor. I will go with the Battle Compressor, discard 2 energies. And maybe a supporter that we don't really need at the moment, like the Pokemon Center lady. Now we'll go with the Sycamore, discard that Mega Man. And we'll have a look. We have the Thunderclap Raichu here, as well as the Manectric. I will keep the Manectric in my hand for now. I don't want to give my opponents a chance to knock out the Pikachu by benching some Pokemon, so for now we should be safe. I don't think the Zoroark can do any damage to us if it comes out to play. We also have the Raichu break in hand, which is really handy. We'll have to see how it plays out in this turn for my opponent. I think we have a pretty good hand to work with. And there is an Ultra Ball going to go for... Oh, discarded a Muscle Band. I think it was a Zoroark. I missed out. Oh, a Shaymin. Let's take a look here. Yeah. Indeed, it was a Shaymin. There's a Zoroark. Can hit us for a Mind Jack. This attack does 13 more damage for each of your opponent's benched Pokemon. So right now it's hitting for 10 damage. I'm not very scared by getting hit for 10 damage. I think it was pretty smart that we didn't bench this Manectric. Oh, we'll get hit for a Sky Return. Interesting choice there. Sky Return, and my opponent promotes another Zoroark. Oh, we have a Super Rod. I will evolve right now. And then, should I bench the Manectric? My opponent could... This attack does 30 more damage for each of your opponent's benched Pokemon. We already saw that my opponent plays Muscle Band. A Muscle Band plus 40, 30 plus 10, that's 60. That's a knockout on the Raichu. Yeah, I'm not sure. I think I will bench the Manectric for now. I will attach. Should I retreat Raichu maybe? I might actually retreat the Raichu, go for an overrun, and search for the Mega Manectric. Get a Spirit Link going as well. Here's the Spirit Link. And next turn we should be able to go for a Turbo Bolt onto the Raichu on the bench. So we'll go for an overrun right now. And hit. Should we hit a Shaymin? I don't really think so. I think it's better to hit the Zoroark. Get its hit points down a little bit if we see the Zoroark break come out. We are quite safe right now at the moment. Even if the Zoroark break comes out with foul play, I don't think my opponent can use an attack that would knock us out. Hopefully we don't see the judge. We have a Raichu break to boot here, so if we could evolve next turn in the Raichu break, then we can go with a Sycamore after that. And there is the break indeed with the foul play. Choose one of your opponent's active Pokemon's attacks and use it as this attack. So could go for an Assault Laser that would hit for 130. But instead my opponent decides to power up the Zoroark on the bench and might go for a stand-in after that. We have an Ultra Ball here. We could go for the Mega Man with the Turbo Bolt. And that was interesting. My opponent stood in and retreated, did not attack. I think I'll go for the Mega Man. Or let's see here. Do we have a Listener in our discard pile? We do. Unfortunately, we do not have an energy. So I'll have to go with... let's see. If we Listener out the Zoroark break, we could hit for the Assault Laser for 120, and that would be a knockout on the Zoroark break here. So then we need to draw into an energy. So I will go with the Shaymin and try to draw into an energy. We have the VS Seeker for the Lysander. I will try and go for the knockout here. Seems like the game is freezing a little bit. And no energy. Are you kidding me? We do get the Raichu break. Another Pikachu. Might as well heal up a little bit. I will attach the Muscle Band. And we'll take a look at the Trainer's Mail. We can get another judge. Too bad we didn't get an energy. That would have been really neat. So we'll have to go with the Sycamore then. And get the Mega Man and an energy that way if we can. There's a DCE. Not ideal. My opponent could use the foul play on the to use the Grand Bolt if my opponent decides to attack with the Zoroark in the next turn. I'll probably put the DCE onto the Manectric, and then we can Turbo Bolt. I think we'll have to go with that. Such a shame that we couldn't hit that energy and the Lysander at the same time. So Turbo Bolt time it is. For the knockouts. Now we get back the energies, attach them to the Raichu break, and we take the first prize of the game. Took a while here, but we managed to get going. The question right now is, what can my opponent do against us? If he promotes the Zoroark break, we will just retreat into the Raichu and knock it out with a Grand Bolt. There's no need not to. There is no need not to. And there's a stand-in, so we will get hit for either foul play or there's a foul play for 110 for the Turbo Bolt. Does my opponent have energies in the discard pile? He does. One energy. Puts it on the baby Evoltal. Oh, and we top deck another Raichu. Might as well evolve into that Raichu. If we can here, because the game froze again. What's happening? No, please. We were doing so well. Please continue. Oh my. Oof. I was so scared. We will heal up a little bit. And I will go with the Birch. We know that we have another Raichu break. Unfortunately, we are 10 short for the knockouts on this Zoroark break. 10 short, can you believe it? And we get another Battle Compressor. I don't really feel like there's a need to use it at the moment, so we will go with the Raichu break. And yeah, the PTCGO is very slow for some reason. We'll hit with... well, we hit for the Grand Bolt. That's the only way we can knock out the Zoroark break. For 190, totally unnecessary. We have a VS Seeker to license out the Shaymin if you want to, and hit for a Turbo Bolt onto the Shaymin, and then we can power up the Raichu break at the same time. It isn't looking too pretty for my opponent at the moment. And there it is, there is the concede. Wow, 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 wow. That worked a lot better than I initially thought. That was actually a ton of fun. Let's take a look. 190 biggest attack with the Raichu break. Damage healed 60. MVP Raichu break against Zoroark break. Amazing stuff. But we already pulled off a win, but I think we should for sure go for another match. Alright, and let's see if we can pull off a second win today against Yang Styles with a Dragon and a colorless deck. So this might be a Dragonite deck, just pure Dragonite EX. I've seen those around lately. Interestingly enough, those kind of gimmicky decks, they seem to come back once in a while. We'll go with the Shaymin, put it in the active spot. But who knows, maybe it's totally something different like EX ROS. Or, oh, there it is, Dragonite, never mind. It seems to be, oh, and EX ROS. Are you kidding me? Double prediction right there. There's energy. We will have to retreat the Shaymin or it's going to get knocked out. For sure there. So we will, oh my gosh, we fail the Trainer's Mail. Huh. Yeah, we'll have to attack with the Shaymin. Do I want to promote the XU? Not at all actually. Because we need to go with the Birch. We'll discard maybe some energies already, and then something that we don't really immediately need. Maybe we'll discard the Skyla so we have access to it for finding the Spirit Link. I think that's pretty good. And then we'll go with the Birch. Could have attached that Spirit Link to the Shaymin actually. That would have been a good idea. Too late now. Because then we could have got it back into our hand for the turn after that. But never mind, we already get the Spirit Link here. Do I want to go for a Shaymin on top of that? I think I will. I will discard this VS Seeker and the Listener and go for another Shaymin. The last Shaymin in our deck. See if we can maybe bench a Raichu, Pikachu. Because this Dragonite EX does take 180, does have 180 hit points, so it does take a lot of damage to get knocked out. We get another Manectric, might as well bench it, and then we will. Should we Sky Return into this Manectric here? I don't think we have another option. We'll Sky Return. And we'll promote this Manectric without the... or maybe not. Do you want to... Yeah, I'll promote the one without the Spirit Link for now. We'll keep the one with the Spirit Link on the bench so that we can have a fresh Mega Manectric ready for when we need it. We will get hit for a Jet Sonic for 80 or 120 if my opponent decides to discard an energy. and does indeed decide to discard that grass energy, so it will be a knockout on the Manectric there. You might have to let it go down. I'm going to go with another birch. Yeah, we'll have to let it go down. We need to find a Pikachu. We do get hits. No Pikachu so far. We have a Raichu. That could actually help us out. Or do I wanna... I'm not sure what to do here. I could go for another Mega Manectric and force my opponent to discard one more energy. That could be a play as well. Maybe I will do that. Or I'll go actually... Oh, maybe I'll go for a Shaymin. I'll go for a Shaymin instead so we can draw into some more cards. I'll bench the Raichu. I'll discard some cards. The Judge. No need for the Judge at the moment. My opponent's hand size is pretty low. And no need for another Battle Compressor. We have 2 energies in our discard pile. And I think that will be it. So we have one more spot for a Pikachu. We really need that Pikachu. And there it is again. The game froze again. Sometimes, I don't know what's going on with the PTCGO sometimes. Crazy bugs. And there it is. Finally we get the Pikachu. And we get another Manectric which we can put down in the next turn. So we'll end our turn here. My opponent will take the first 2 prizes of the game. There's no doubt about it. And it seems like again it froze. I clicked end turn and it doesn't seem like it worked. There it goes. And there is the energy for the Jet Sonic for the knockouts. What we really need now is an energy, and then we can go for the Turbo Bolt. Power up the Pikachu or maybe the Raichu on the bench. I will put down this Manectric, attach that Spirit Link. We should have a Super Rod somewhere. Let's take a look if we have it. There's a Super Rod, so we can get back the Raichu Break. I will go with the Thunderclap Raichu. And now we are going to dig for the Super Rod, so we'll go with the VS Seeker. Get a... Oh, we don't have a Sycamore in our discard pile. Go with the Birch. Maybe we can flip heads again. Wow, so lucky. Amazing. There's a Super Rod. So we'll get back the Raichu Break. There it is. We'll get back a Manectric. Oh, we have to get back an energy. That's a bit stupid. That's a bit stupid indeed. Alright, so Turbo Bolt it is. Or probably Turbo Bolt on the... Do I want a Turbo Bolt? I'll Turbo Bolt on the Raichu nonetheless. I was thinking about maybe Turbo Bolting onto the Raichu. But we can power up both anyway. We have a DCE if we can get to the Raichu Break in the next turn. A Headringer on a Shaymin, Muscle Band. We have a Stadium to heal up if we get damaged a lot. My opponent does need a backup attacker now. We will knock out the Dragonite EX for sure. But it seems like the Hexorus will come out. Jet Sonic for 140 discards another energy. That's 2 grass energies in the discard pile. And we get a VS Seeker. I think I will go for the Thunderclap. Maybe if only we had a Muscle Band. If only. Yeah, I think I'll license her out to Shaymin. And go for the Thunderclap and force my opponent to retreat the Shaymin that way. We will knock out the Dragonite EX with the Thunderclap, so we have a lot of things going for us. We are kind of coming back into the game at this point. Thunderclap for the knockout on the Dragonite EX and a near knockout on the Shaymin. So next turn that will be a knockout. Whatever my opponent does, we have 2 attackers. There's no way he can prevent that knockout unless he picks up the Shaymin. And I'm going to have to see if I may have to restart my game here at some point, because this is kind of ridiculous. Look at that. I clicked the prizes, but nothing's happening. Everything was fine before. I don't know what happens, why it's so laggy at this point. Look at that. I will cut here and I'll be right back when the prizes have well, when I've been able to take the prizes. And now there is a counter counting down, like, but I took my prizes. I don't know. Oh, there he goes. Here we go. I got my prizes after a counter started counting down and nearly yeah, I nearly lost the game because the counter was counting down. We'll heal up a little bit more. Do I want to attach this DCE somewhere? Maybe to the Raichu on the bench. I think that's a pretty good choice. If only we had another VS Seeker for a Lysander. We've used 3 VS Seekers so far. I think I will heal up the Manectric on the bench here. That way if my opponent Lysanders it out, it cannot one-hit KO it. We will go for the Thunderclap shot. The Raichu is likely to go down in the next turn. Just when we get the break, too bad. But we already saw the break in action in a previous game. It would come in handy against the Hexorus, because the Hexorus has 160 hit points, so it for sure would come in handy to have the Raichu break and hit for the Grand Bolt. But I don't think it will be possible. I think my opponent will manage to find the Hexorus and an energy. And the Hexorus hits for 130 with the energy, which is enough to knock out the Raichu, as well as enough to knock out the break. But at least we are ahead in the prizes, and at least we have 2 backup attackers that are ready, and 1 is nearly ready. There's the double dragon energy. Oh, now the Hexorus has 190 hit points, but it doesn't come out. My opponent fails to get out the Hexorus. I think that's pretty big. We will counter the stadium. We'll heal up. I will go with the Mega Manectric. Or maybe we'll go with the Raichu break. Let's see, we'll evolve for sure. But I think I'll go with the Mega Manectric for now, and then maybe in the last turn go with the Raichu break. If it manages to evolve here. This is just ridiculous here. It's got stuck in a very weird position. I'll be right back when the evolution has finished. And here it goes. Finally, that took long enough. We'll go with the Journo. We have a DCE, and there it is. There is the concede from my opponent. He knew it was over. That's 2 wins in a row with the Raichu Break and Manectric deck. I think that speaks for itself. Let's take a look. Raichu, just a regular Raichu, is MVP against Dragonite EX. Damage healed 170, damage dealt 390 versus 400 for my opponent. So despite putting out less damage, we took the win here. We were very efficient, and I actually really enjoyed playing with the Raichu Break together with Mega Manectric-EX. I think this is a very great first episode of the new and improved Wizard Wednesday challenge. I think there's tons of fun to be had in the future. So if you enjoyed this episode, leave a like and subscribe to my channel for more competitive, silly and fun deck ideas, and of course for more Wizard Wednesday challenges. I hope you have a Karptastic day, and I will see you next time.
Karp, 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 Karp.